Hey guys, welcome to hobbyparts.com. Today we're going to be taking a closer look at the Dimension GT3X radio. Awesome radio. It might be, at first glance, it might look like the GT3C, but we'll go over some of the differences between this one and that GT3C. Out of the box, you're going to get, of course, your user manual. If this is your first 2.4 gigahertz radio, definitely read through the manual, read through all the functions. It's going to show you how to use all the functions. We'll also show you all the features that come on this transmitter. In the box, you're also going to find an antenna pipe. You're going to find an AFHDS 2A receiver, slim receiver, nice and compact, works for surface cars or boats, and you're going to find your bind plug. So come on in, let's take a closer look at some of the features on the transmitter. All right, so before we go into the screen functions, let's go ahead and show you guys the external features. You're going to be greeted with a very nicely tactile feeling spring-loaded steering wheel. Springs back to center real nicely. It's not too stiff, not too soft. Gives you a good feeling on the steering wheel. You have a grippy foam textured grip piece on the steering wheel. Power buttons in the center. This transmitter does take 4 AA batteries on the bottom. On the pistol grip itself, you're going to find the dual rate trim tab. Up top, you're going to have your channel 3 trim on the bottom. Over on the kind of the corner right here, you have your throttle and steering trim buttons. On the top, you're going to find your main navigating button and scroll wheel. Basically, you use that to navigate through the menus. Click down to enter the menus. You're going to find a back button. You're going to find an end button that also works as an enter button, and you're going to find your bind button for binding to your receiver. Now let's go ahead, turn it on, and show you guys some of the menu features. Once you power on the GT3X transmitter, you're going to be greeted by a nice, bright, backlit screen. Before you click and scroll anything, you'll be greeted with your model memory. This transmitter takes 10 model memories, so you can store up to 10 models. You have your voltage there, 4.2, 4.3 volts. It's scrolling down. And if you press down on your scroll button, you go through your first menu item, which is model. As mentioned, you have 10 model memories. Scroll it down, you have sub trims. Down here, you have servo reversing. Right here, name, you can name the models. You can assign a 3-character name for your 10 model memories. Right here, you have a crawl function. Basically, you have an A, B, and C crawl function, and that dictates which. It's basically mixing. So let's say we're using it for a crawler. For A, B, and C, it'll dictate, for example, for A, it might have a pre-programmed setting of the front and the rear wheels turn the same way. For B, you can have the front and the rear wheels turn the opposite direction. And for C, you can have it either off or on, the mixing off or on. Now the next menu item after crawl is your trim setting. So that's sort of like trim, just a bigger movement. You have analog braking system. Of course, this is used for if you're using a nitro car with a throttle servo, because it's going to pulse that throttle servo. You're probably not going to use this for your electric setup. You have exponential adjustments, which is awesome. You have endpoint adjustments, and you have your dual rate adjustment up top. So 10 menu items that'll give you a great functionality. Great ability to tune your vehicle to your handling needs. With the menu items on the GT3X out of the way, let's show you guys how easy it is to bind up the system. Remember, this receiver is an AFHDS 2A system, so it'll work with any AFHDS 2A out of a FlySky system. If you have existing GT3Bs, GT3Cs, you can always transfer back and forth with these receivers. And remember, these receivers are also waterproof. Let's go ahead and show you guys how to bind it up. Make sure your channel 1 and channel 2 is correct. Channel 1 is going to be steering. Channel 2 is going to be your ESC. Plug that up. Make sure you grab your bind plug. Plug that up into your bind slot. On these Dimension AFHDS 2A receivers, the bind channel is actually on channel 3, the third channel. So we have that plugged up. Let's go ahead and turn on or apply power to the receiver. Since this is an electric car, the ESC is going to deliver power to the receiver. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my ESC. I'm looking for a rapidly flashing red light on the receiver. I have a rapidly flashing red light. That means it's ready to bind. I'm going to come onto the transmitter here. I'm going to hold the bind button on the transmitter and I'm going to turn it on and wait for the receiver light to go solid. Receiver light is solid. I am now bound, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off the car first. Unplug the bind plug. I'm going to turn off the radio. And then I'm going to turn on the radio and turn on the car. So now we're bound. I have steering. And I have throttle. So that covers the binding. Very easy to do. I love how the AFHDS systems are so easy to bind. Before we let you guys go and finish off the video, let's go ahead and do a comparison, since at first glance this transmitter does look like the GT3C. What's the difference? I have a GT3C right here, and if you put them side to side, man, they look identical. What's the difference here? You got squirrel wheels on the top, the steering wheel looks the same, it's got the same feel, ergonomics is the same, buttons are in the same spots. What's the difference? Well, right off the bat, the GT3X uses 4 AA batteries. On your GT3C, you're powered by LiPo and it comes with a USB charger. That can benefit you in either way. If you have backup LiPo batteries, that's always a good thing, unless you have downtime charging them. If you don't like charging batteries, AA may be better for you. That's your decision. On the GT3C, you can tune the ergonomics. That back pistol grip is removable. You can get a fatter one with a palm swell, or you can get that flat surfaced one like this one has, and it fits your hand better. One very important key feature of the GT3X is that it has a crawl feature. If you're doing some crawling, you need that 3-channel mixing, definitely go with that Dimension GT3X. They're both on the AFHDS 2A system, so the receiver compatibility is the same. If you notice on the bottom here, the base of the GT3X is slightly bigger. The GT3C is a little slimmer because it uses that LiPo battery. Now, I weighed the GT3X fully loaded. That's about 400 grams fully loaded with 2 AA batteries, which is pretty lightweight. It's not very heavy. It's not going to get your hands tired when you're standing there for hours racing at a time with your buddies. So if you want more detailed specs and highly detailed pictures, head on over to hobbyparts.com. Be sure to check out that Team Energy X10 chassis at nitrorcs.com. That's the car we used to bind earlier. That car actually does come with the GT3X radio ready to run. If you have any questions or concerns, leave in the comments below and be sure to subscribe. We'll catch you guys later.